so beautiful.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you guys know the name of this ocean?
Actually, no.
No?
What is it called?
Just ocean?
Ocean.
Right?
Actually, no, this body of water is called the EC.
Really?
It's called the EC, since we're in Korea. But you're in Japan, it's actually called the Sea of Japan.
What?
Yeah, it's strange, right?
Yeah, that's very strange that it's different, between the two countries. Why is that?
I don't know, it's weird, because if you think about the fact that we're in Korea, it's like Korea stops as soon as you get to the water.
Yeah,
Almost like you're suddenly in Japan.
that actually
really
makes no
understand
sense. Yeah,
But it's between Korea and Japan. So for Koreans it's east, for Japan's point of view it's west.
Okay.
So why not just call it the West Sea? Oh wait, because then it would be wrong for Korea too.
Oh,
Is it?
I'd like to know more about it.
yeah. Me too. We should look into it. Hey guys, do you know that where we are right now? It's called Hangang. And actually what I found out is that this sea is called the South Sea. But ironically, it's internationally, it's called both the EC and the Sea of Japan.
We need to buy something more. Yeah, we need to buy something more. Like,
I guess.
Hi!
Hey, what are we talking about?
Wendy, hi. We actually were just discussing about the sea name issue.
But have any of you guys looked into the IHO?
Yeah, I just actually was trying to understand like both sides.
A lot of other countries, they're really being bothered by this issue as well. I mean, and not only those countries, but also the IHO. So I figured, since we're here, why don't we just let the understanding begin with us, and then maybe if we understand it, we can help the IHO resolve the issue.
Totally agree. We all have interest in Korea and Japan.
What was it? 1921 as an ISB, and their first release of Limits of Oceans and Seas was released in 1929. But at that time, Korea's colony Japan. So
I completely forgot.
The IHB standardized the name of Sea of Japan, while the Korea didn't have any chance to say anything about it. And also a few years later, in 1937, I think, another war started between China and Japan. And because Korea is in the middle of those kind of countries, Korea got some problems with Japan at the time as well. So they again didn't have a chance to say anything about the matter.
Oh, really? Though when the third edition of the book was published, right? That was during the Korean War, right? Yeah. So,
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that, because I also found this. According to the UNCSGN Resolution 3/20 of 1977, when two or more countries that are sharing a geographic feature cannot agree on a common name, it should be the general rule of the international cartography that the name used by each country concerned be accepted.
Yeah, that's actually why the International Organization exist in the first place, right?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
The name used by both countries
Right.
should be included on the international cartography, just like the North Sea in Europe, actually.
Now I understand. But wouldn't it be unacceptable for Japan to call it EC because for them it's from the west side of the country?
Well, you see, last night I was up all night and I found these two maps. The first one is made by Matteo Ricci. It's one of Matteo Ricci's maps, and actually, here if you look at it, I believe he made this map back in 1602, and it shows the first time that you've seen Japan Sea, or as we know it today, the Sea of Japan.
Oh, okay.
Right. But if you look at this map right here, this map was made in the 13th century by Marco Polo. It's Marco Polo's maps, and here is the first time that we see Eastern Sea. Because for Marco Polo, the sea was located on the far eastern side of Eurasia, where he was travels.
Okay.
No.
So I'm glad I looked into that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we looked into that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We all did some research.
The more you know.
Because you don't want to go there and say, look, it's an ocean.
Oh look, it's an ocean, it's a sea. What's
Yeah,
the name?
really?
Yeah, really.
This body of water is called the EC.
Really?
It's called EC.